Since the founding fathers, the love of the land is something buried deep inside of us. It is our heritage, our history, our passion. And we are its greatest stewards. From the smallest blades of grass to the widest of nature's wonders, this is who we are. This is Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Lending. We find the best loan for your land. Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering. Envision, design, build. Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. And True Timber, the world's best-selling camo.
Welcome to Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. I'm your host, Alan Treadwell. On this episode, we start in the heart of South Central Montana and the Yellowstone River Valley before heading to Oregon to check out a stunning luxury home on acreage, and then it's off to Tennessee to check out a gorgeous home on 50 acres of prime farmland just outside of Nashville. And finally, we wind up in Missouri on one of the finest recreational offerings to become available in the Midwest. And while we showcase a few select listings on each episode, Hayden Outdoors has hundreds of properties from coast to coast listed on HaydenOutdoors.com. Now let's head out to Colorado, where I had a chance to meet up with one of our partners, Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering and Works, to check out some of the work that they specialize in.
So we designed the corrals, designed the road system, then constructed them.
How hands-on has he been in this process, or does he kind of trust you guys to run with it?
He trusted us to run with it. I mean, it was one of those relationships that once we got hired, we drove around with him, and he must have respected our vision, because he's like, okay, run with it. So the first thing we did was get access here, because with all the heavy equipment, and then started out with the infrastructure. So
transforming a property is no easy task. From the vision to the design to the build. Whether you've got a newly acquired property and big aspirations, or you're wanting to increase the value of your current ground, it's oftentimes hard to know where to start and beyond a landowner's means of actually being able to take on such a task themselves. So I made the trip out to Colorado to meet up with Ryan and Ricky Altenberg, who own Western Heritage, to get an overview of the process and get eyes on a property post-transformation.
yeah, the owner bought this property. He said he fell in love with it the first day he was here, and he had the vision of what he wanted to do with it, which was make it a legacy property for him and his family to enjoy.
There has been a vision on this property since 2019. Luckily, Hayden Outdoors agent Phil Phillips sold this property, and we came in shortly after.
So I got a call on the phone one day that said, hey, there's a guy that's got this property. You need to go look at it. I said, all right. We headed out here. We drove around one day with the ranch manager, and then before you knew it, we were back with the owner and the ranch manager and listening to his vision and what he wanted to see of the property. And from there, it was, let's get it done.
Turning a vision into reality is not for the faint of heart. It certainly takes a lot of skill and a lot of expertise and a lot of listening. A lot of times people do buy a property and it's maybe not perfect. We can make it perfect. We can literally make anything that they can dream, we can make it a reality.
We don't know it all, but we can tackle it all. So we'll bring in subcontractors to do what we need to. So we've got the Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering is the engineering division of WH Companies, and Works, WRX, is the construction division. So we bring in the engineering division to start to map out and do the technical background and the technical side of the vision. And usually we have to bring in multiple sub-consultants there, whether it be geotechnical engineers, geologists, to bring this vision together, make sure we understand what we have to work with, and then let's get the technical aspects figured out. And we bring in the construction side of the things to actually implement it and get it done.
You know, some of the prettiest properties can fall in some of the most remote landscapes, which certainly poses substantial challenges, such as how to collect and distribute adequate water and generating power through solar capabilities in some of these areas where it's nearly impossible to get power on site. And even before all that, just creating road systems throughout the property and to be able to get equipment around.
Travel across this property on foot, on UTV was terrible. Even horseback, it was kind of tough. So in our irrigation path design, we opened up these travel corridors. Primary goals of this property started out as access and infrastructure. Let's get access to the property. Let's build out some wildlife habitat and agricultural habitat. So with that, we built out the irrigation system. We started with a diversion from the irrigation, built out a pond that's about 10 acres in surface area, a little over 10 miles, 12 miles of irrigation pipeline, pretty heavy infrastructure, 9 pivots, and then a bunch of big gun sprinklers, totaling about 500 irrigated acres. We then also needed water for wildlife, water for livestock, so we put in spring developments, we put in miles of water pipeline and tanks, and then the heart of the operation is the shop and manager's headquarters, this lodge right here that we're in today, for the family to enjoy and for them to enjoy with their guests, and making it to where everybody has the creature comforts they're used to.
Like I mentioned before, from figuring out power supply to water permitting and everything in between, there is so much it can feel overwhelming, but with the right vision, design, and build, it can most definitely be achievable. And I was excited to get a closer look at the finished product.
For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com. Your work is your ethic. Your handshake is your bond. Your word will outlive you. There's only so much you can leave behind in this life. Make your land your legacy. Landowners nationwide trust Western Heritage with their land enhancement and development. No matter what the project is, Western Heritage will make sure your future is in good hands. Your own. Outdoor Lending offers a consultative approach to farm and recreational land lending. With relationships in mind, Outdoor Lending's concierge service matches the lender with the appropriate lending partner. Outdoor Lending, where we find you the best loan for your land. Learn more at outdoorlending.com. Goodland, Kansas, 1976 is where it all began for Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. Over 200 brokers and agents from coast to coast. We're still going strong. If you want to sell your farm, ranch, hunting property, needing a land valuation, or in the position to purchase your next property, give our team a call at 866-741-8323. That's 866-741-8323. Or visit HaydenOutdoors.com. Hayden Outdoors is the brand that sells the land. This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering. Envision, design, build.
Now let's head to Sweetgrass County, Montana to check out a property Agent Mike Sedgwick has listed, Lower Deer Creek Retreat.
In the heart of the Yellowstone River Valley lies the Lower Deer Creek Retreat, situated on 13 acres a few miles east of Big Timber, Montana. The property features a 6,500 square foot home with quality of craftsmanship evident on every level and is perfect for entertaining. The home boasts 4 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms with birch wood floors throughout. The living room showcases a wood fireplace that is incredibly crafted out of maple with custom-built slide-out compartments on either side. The kitchen is a chef's dream with all high-end appliances, granite countertops, and a large island. Outside, there's a large deck perfect for grilling, entertaining, or watching the beautiful Lower Deer Creek flow. The property is very well manicured with underground sprinklers, plenty of shrubs and flowers, and a well-maintained lawn. The Lower Deer Creek Retreat is a unique offering that is both complete and attractively priced.
Now let's head to Klamath County, Oregon to check out a property Agent Dan Fox has listed, Chili Valley Lifestyle Estate.
Stunning is the only word that can be used to describe this work of art. The Chili Valley Lifestyle Estate sits on roughly 27 acres with endless views in Klamath County, Oregon. A large luxury home makes up one wing, while the other wing is a guest home with its own entrance. The home totals 7 bedrooms and 6 full bathrooms and nearly 9,000 square feet. The home offers a rec room with a full bar connecting the 2 wings. 15 acres are irrigated and are currently planted in organic alfalfa.
Now let's head out to Humphreys County, Tennessee to check out a property agent Brandon Pendergrass has listed, Middle Tennessee Riverfront Paradise.
I'm Brandon Pendergrass with Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, and today we're going to talk about one of my listings, Middle Tennessee Riverfront Paradise. This property sits just about an hour west of Nashville and about 10 minutes away from Waverly, Tennessee. As you drive through the gated front entrance of this property, you'll see the centerpiece, and that is an amazing custom-built home of over 3,400 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, and 1 half bath. And there's all kinds of things that make this home great, with leathered granite countertops with chiseled edges, a Wolf oven, huge walk-in pantry. There's a huge stone fireplace. There's a wraparound porch that overlooks the stocked pond out front that has bluegill and bass and crappie and great Tennessee landscape. Just next to the home sits an 1880s cabin that's in great shape that could be used as a guest house or maybe an Airbnb rental if someone wished. Other improvements on the property include over 9,000 square feet of shop space. This is an amazing recreational property with over 750 feet of duck river frontage. There are also 3 duck holes on the property that are filled by underground fill pipes. The property is over 50 acres and it is mostly open ground, but it's very fertile ground. It is currently being rented out for hay production, and the next owner can continue to do that, or they can maybe turn it into cattle pasture, or maybe turn it back into row crop if they so wished.
For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com. Introducing Hayden Outdoors Mercantile. Get your own Hayden Outdoors branded gear for your life outdoors and more. Offering a variety of branded gear and apparel, from finely crafted clothing, handmade leather accessories, field bags, knives, hats, and more from popular brands like Orvis, Otterbox, Hook, Cool, and Filson. So go to HaydenOutdoors.com, pick up your collection of Hayden gear, and join the stampede. Hayden Outdoors Mercantile. Ride for the brand. Resting in northeast Wyoming lies a cattle ranch that has hit the market for the first time in generations. The Old Sundance Road Ranch offers 15,534 deeded acres, located just a few miles west of Sundance in the shadows of the beautiful Black Hills region. This classic western ranch provides owners with historic improvements, including 3 farmhouses, barns, and cattle ranch buildings with excellent haying and grazing opportunities. Inyan-Cara Creek runs through the property and offers excellent water for livestock and wildlife alike. The property is well fenced and cross-fenced and has facilities for working cattle on site. Old Sundance offers excellent hunting for elk, both mule deer and white-tailed deer, turkeys, and small game. In addition, just 5 miles away lies Keyhole Reservoir that's known for amazing fishing and recreational opportunities. With great location, active cattle management, recreational opportunities, and beautiful views of Ponderosa pine-covered hills, this multi-use ranch is second to none and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For a private tour of Old Sundance Road Ranch, contact Dax Hayden or Bill Vasick today or visit HaydenOutdoors.com. This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Lending. We find the best loan for your land.
Now let's head to Randolph County, Missouri to check out a property agent Jeff Lovin and I have listed. This is Trophy Country.
I have been to the mountains in Colorado. I've been to, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho. I've been to Ireland. I've been to Scotland, the Highlands, and there are parts of the ranch that literally remind you of all those different places.
And you guys, I think, heard this story, but so my father was one of the premier livestock auctioneers for 40, 50 years.
Yes.
He has been to almost every top ranch in this country. He has. When he flew over this place back in the early 80s, he fell so in love with it. He made an offer on it 2 days later.
So a little bit about this property. It has been in our family for about 40 years. It is a very unique property because over 60 years ago, 75 years ago, a good percentage of the property was strip mine, and it left a very unique topography on the property. Hills, timber.
Up here, we'll just jot over, head like toward that stand over there.
Okay.
So we're gonna have just a bit of a little climb, but it's not much, but
All
it's
right.
worth the view.
Yeah.
It is worth it.
You don't want to shoot one off the turkey off the top of this. He's gonna flop down into the lake. There are so many trails and rubs and stuff through here. It's pretty amazing. Like, it takes a lot of deer to make the number of deer trails that's here.
So one of the things I think that we are most proud of here at Trophy Country are the white-tailed deer population and the trophy bucks that we have here at Trophy Country. It has not been uncommon for us to harvest 2, 3, 4 180 class bucks or better every year. Years ago, we did a timber stand improvement. The fruit of that is very evident years and years down the road.
The trail down on the edge of this is unbelievable.
Yeah, there aren't cow or horses running over here. That's whitetail trails.
I know, it's unbelievable. I mean, there's a highway running right around the rim of this right here.
We are located under the Mississippi Flyway. We have over 600 acres, 700 acres of water covering the property. Right in the heart of the property, we have several large wetland pools. We have gates on the levees so that you can raise and lower the water. If you go there in the wintertime, you will see them loaded with waterfowl. We definitely have always felt that this is one of the most unique properties in the country. We definitely know that it's one of the most unique properties in the Midwest. We have over 50 stocked bodies of water on the ranch. They are very prolific. We've practiced catch and release fishing for years. We've practiced managing the fish that we harvest.
Nice fish, man.
This is a nice little fish, isn't it? And that floating worm, ain't they?
Yeah, you like that.
We have very deep water bodies on the ranch. We've experimented over the years releasing trout, walleye, northerns. The largemouth bass here on the property, it would be the primary game fish, but we also have other species of fish here on the ranch.
Got one?
Yep.
My goodness, it's just one after the other out here today. Boy, they're all pretty too.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, this property, I mean, it's a legacy property. When you think about it, I mean, it's 4,700 acres located just north of Moberly, Missouri.
Yep. Yeah, just outside of Jacksonville. And it really is, I mean, there's so few places in the Midwest that you can buy that's 4,700 acres all in one chunk that has it all.
Yep.
It's got farming, it's got hunting, it's got fishing. I mean, there's just tons of things to do here.
You know, and the way that this place has been taken care of over the years is just incredible. You know, for managing for the wildlife and managing for the fisheries. You know, the amount of structure they have in here, so they have places to spawn and lay their eggs, and just the prolific amount of fish that's in here is just unbelievable.
It is. And one thing we haven't talked a lot about either is that because the property's so amazing, it overshadows some of the infrastructure. But I mean, there's a lodge here, there's multiple buildings that are living quarters. So, you know, you can have a lot of guests, you know, if you wanted to make it an outfitting business or if you just want to have a family retreat and things like that. I mean, there's endless options here.
And we've been on some incredible properties, but when it comes to recreational in the Midwest, I think this is the best property I've ever stepped foot on.
Yeah, I mean, it's for sure, it's got to be the best property available on the market right now. And it is, it truly is the best place to do everything you want to do right here all in one spot.
Well, get me back closer to the shore. I'm gonna catch some more of these bass
Here,
before
you,
we get out here.
you troll, I'll cast.
All right. I know there's some more over there in that moss.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by True Timber, the world's best-selling camo.
It's what we've been waiting for all year. All the preparation. The early mornings and late nights. Hot, cold, wet or windy. Mother Nature isn't doing anyone any favors. From the piney woods of the south to the old-growth hardwoods of the east, through the ocean of Midwestern prairies and down deep into the marsh, you simply won't find more effective hunting camo. Gear for hunters, by hunters. Gear that works just as hard as those wearing it. Learn more about the world's best-selling camo at truetimber.com.
At Hayden Outdoors, we truly value our team of professional land brokers and agents. They are knowledgeable individuals, share our love of the land, and are dedicated to excellent work ethics and attention to detail. We are currently seeking experienced land professionals from coast to coast to join the Hayden team. If you believe you're a good fit, please contact us at 866-741-8323. We look forward to hearing from you. For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com.
So this is the pond that we built, and you can see he's utilized about half to 2/3 of the storage volume, and there's about 1/3 of the volume left.
Is this where the line of full was?
Correct.
Right here?
So you can see we've got about 3 to 5 feet of freeboard on this pond, and so you can see the top line is the full. It was full this year, and then we've used it down this season. This is actually a lined pond because water is so precious out here that we've lined it with imported bentonite. Brought bentonite from Wyoming, incorporated it into the soil. So we have sealed the pond and had 2 years of great storage, year-round storage in it.
So, like for me, my untrained eye looking at this pond or lake, I mean, I would almost call it a lake. Primary storage, water storage for irrigation, also wildlife to water in. But you were telling me that did you call it a negative area where like you're not going to drain below a certain point, so you can still have fish in a habitat like this?
Yeah, in the design of these ponds, we put what we call dead storage, which is storage below the outlet level, and that has a functional purpose for sediment over time, so that you don't lose your active storage. But it also works for maintaining fish habitat in the lower section of it.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think everybody that owns even the smallest tract of land has an obligation to be some sort of steward to the land, right? You know, but like where you come in and do this, I mean, to me, that's stewardship at the top level.
It's pretty incredible to see the level of involvement behind making water flow on a property like this, especially with no pumps and being all gravity fed. From all the miles of piping to the big pond for storage to various sediment ponds at higher elevations used to divert water.
So this is, the irrigation water comes in from about 2.5 miles that way, comes down, comes into here, and then we come into these 2 pipes. And one of these pipes goes and fills the pond down below. And due to our pressure regime and the elevation change of the property, we have no pumps on the property. And so we divert into this pipe to some of the higher sprinklers.
So these are the gate systems here that manage the sediment pond going to the big lake and the irrigation system.
Yep, so we've got the screen filter over here so that the trash stays out of the big gun sprinklers that are down below.
Okay.
This just keeps the trash out of the pond.
So the big pond here has a bigger pipe than the big gun sprinklers?
Yep, so we've got 24-inch pipe feeding the big pond. We've got 15-inch pipe feeding the gravity system. And then as we go down below the other pond, as I mentioned, there's no pumps on this system. It's all gravity pressure. We take off with 24-inch plastic irrigation pipe, and then we have to start to increase the wall thickness and the pressure ratings of our pipe, because at the lower end of the system we have over 170 psi of pressure.
Oh, wow.
Just from elevation drop from this pond. So a lot of people think, oh, it's a simple irrigation system. Well, it's not. We're managing not enough pressure at the upper end of the system to operate the irrigation equipment properly, to so much pressure that we have to have specialized components that aren't readily available to the normal irrigation system.
It's incredible how much goes into a transformation such as this. From all the upfront design, to permitting, to putting up structures and supplying the water, it's really a multi-year process. Driving out to that pivot and to get a glimpse of the end product is very satisfying.
This is the heart of our vision right here.
So you got some alfalfa here.
Yep. So he left the alfalfa and then came in and overseeded with a rye, and I think it's a barley mix.
It's beautiful. You don't see a lot of big green pastures in this country, do you?
Not at this time of the year especially.
So Ryan, tell me what it's like to have worked on a project like this for a couple of years, and then from raw land to all the blood, sweat, and tears and paperwork and conversations, to be able to stand right here and look at this food plot and a sprinkler running with what you've designed and developed.
It's emotional. I mean, our guys take time away from their families to work for us, to work for this owner, and to build out this vision. And to see it functioning and happening is emotional.
I want to say a big thanks to Ryan and Ricky for having us out and sharing with us about their passion in helping landowners enhance and oftentimes transform properties from a dream to a reality. Taking some of these tired ranches that have been exhausted over the years and converting them into flourishing properties, that truly exemplifies great land management and being a steward of the land. And it's so exciting to see folks like Ryan and Ricky that truly are passionate and emotional about their work and turning visions into reality.
For more information on any of our great properties for sale, please call 866-741-8323 or visit us online at HaydenOutdoors.com.